Welcome to the Success with Jewelry podcast, where we invite you inside our conversations about business success and marketing for jewelry designers and entrepreneurs.
We're Laryssa and Liz, jewelry marketing experts with a combined 16 years of experience in jewelry marketing and proven track records in helping jewelry brands meet their goals. When you listen to or watch this podcast, you get an intimate and exclusive peek behind the curtain of all the things you wish you could know about earning success in this industry.
Welcome to episode 99. In this episode, we'll be continuing our discussion on holiday planning. This week, we're covering creating a marketing plan and enhancing a customer's experience. If you missed part one, check it out. It's not too early to get your plan together. In the bonus content, we'll dive deeper and share even more tips. To get access to exclusive content as well as direct access to me and Laryssa, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. Hey, Laryssa, let's get into it.
We just had too much to talk about. We needed to extend it.
We needed to extend it. I was chatting with my neighbor and friend. She was going on a walk and we were sitting outside. And anyway, she just swung by and we were talking marketing. She does marketing for big brands, big consumer brands, which I used to do in a former life. But we were talking about marketing and how hard it is right now to sell when it feels like people don't want to be sold to, which I think a lot of designers are kind of experiencing that situation right now. And she mentioned adding some fun and festivity to what you're selling. And I was like, oh my gosh, Laryssa and I just did a podcast episode about this, talking about the festivities, the fun, the adding something more meaningful, something extra, something that drives connection. All of that can really help with selling.
I just told a client this earlier today because the question everyone's asking me is, should I do Black Friday? Should I do Black Friday over and over? And it's a nuanced thing, just like we talked about. But overall, make it fun and festive.
Fun and festive. And she had some great ideas as well that how can you do a gift with purchase that really takes care of the gift giver too? Like maybe a care package or flowers for the person who's buying the gift or something that really just takes care of us all, because I think everybody just needs a little bit more love right now, or a little bit something special, something nurturing.
That's actually true, because I have been pushed over the edge to buy a gift for someone because there was the gift with purchase that I could too.
Totally. I just love that whole concept. I think that this is kind of on a tangent, and this is usually how we talk with insiders, but you know what? We're recording later in the day than we normally record, and I'm feeling extra fun. I don't know.
Okay, let's do it.
But anyway, I did a chat with another group that I consult and a sales rep. And she was like, a good way to get the attention of stores that you're getting in contact with is to send something fun, like your favorite chocolate bar from Trader Joe's, or something with a little note hey, here's a little pick me up. This is my favorite chocolate bar from Trader Joe's, or something personal or something fun or something a little bit different to catch their attention.
That's such a good idea. I mean, I don't know how much those chocolate bars cost, $1. It's not a big expense.
And it makes it so much more personal. And I think that what my friend was saying too, when we were talking about marketing, was just that people are craving connection right now. And I think that's an opportunity for designers to share their process and to share their story and to share their inspiration, because people want to connect by doing something especially the holiday season is such a good time to think this way, is doing something extra in what you're doing to drive the connection home could be just really something to think about.
Connection and chocolate is what they're
Definitely.
Oh, those are great ideas. We should get your neighbor on the podcast.
I know, we should. That would be funny. She'd be down. Anyway, okay, let's get into it for real. Although we're talking around the topic. So today we're talking about marketing strategies for the holiday season. And I think that in the planning stage, and we touched on this a little bit in part one, but really crafting a holiday marketing plan, getting ahead of it right now should be something that you're thinking about. If you need to do photo shoots, if you need to figure out your merchandising, figure out your timeline of emails, your timeline of social media posts, even if you plot that like on just a list, nothing formal, I think that would be really helpful for the next few months.
It'll make you feel so relieved too, because you have things on the calendar. You have like those major milestones, I guess, and then working around them.
hmm And I've done this for clients before where I just like kind of around this time of year, just do like kind of an organized brain dump of like in September, we're going to do these two types of emails. This is going to be the content and all of that. And it has saved me when I've gotten really busy because I'm like, oh, I can just open that back up and I at least have like a place to start.
Your future self will thank your past self if you're able to do that, I promise you.
Definitely. And some things like have a longer time frame that you need to think about, like photography is definitely something to really be thinking about
Mhm.
now, whether it be like a campaign or anything like that, or the white background images that you need for press outreach to be in gift guides or just to put on your website and things like that. Or even like I find that designers really struggle with even taking social media content like on their phone in their house.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like do that content now so you're not like totally busy and stressed about it later.
Yeah, it helps work backwards from production too. I mean, a lot of my clients have pretty solid production calendars, but if you know you want to introduce something new for holiday, like put the target date, work back from it. It's okay if there are delays, but at least you're keeping yourself accountable to what you actually want to be releasing.
Yes. All of that's really good to think about now. If you listened to part one, too, and you didn't decide on your order deadlines and made to order deadlines and
Mhm.
custom deadlines, do that now. Just pause and do
Yeah,
that.
pause the podcast, eat a chocolate bar.
Yep. Do that now because that's really, really important to look at and figure out too. But while you're crafting this marketing plan too, like really think about kind of touching on what we opened the podcast with is like engaging the customers with story and emotional connection. And this time of year is such a great time to be doing that. I think we should always be thinking about how we're telling our story and how we're connecting with the end consumer because they're not just buying a thing, they're buying something that they're going to wear on their body and they might wear it every day. It might become a part of their daily jewelry. It might be something they pass down to future generations.
Yeah, I have a study, and by study I mean my own experience about how plotting things out, and we talked about this before too, plotting things out kind of buys you time for better storytelling also. If you're sitting down the day of, even if you have a really creative idea and you're trying to execute it the same day, it's just not going to be as fun and festive if you gave yourself like a runway to do it.
Fun and festive feels like it's like our temporary tagline
Best.
just for the next few months.
Yeah. Let's be more. But you can't do it last minute. I promise you, you can't do it.
You can't do it. You get, I mean, I'm thinking about so many things for the stories I want to be telling in my business. And I need to like really think ahead of it. And I need to put it in. I have a notes app. I write things. I start writing emails and I can do it so much better, like way in advance than I can think it through and edit and not kind of just be having to do it in the moment. It's just really hard. And you want to back up from whatever you're doing because then you'll have clarity in the full story that you're trying to tell and you won't be telling like a piece of it because I cannot stress this enough, especially this holiday season with all of the marketing that's going to be happening, all of the sales, all of the text messages, emails, and everything going on out there. I mean, you need to be consistent in what you're saying, and you cannot say something one time and expect it to break through the noise.
You need to be consistent, like Liz said, and try something new and fun and festive.
Try something new. Try something new in your marketing. Engage your audience. Ask them questions. Like we're trying that out on our Instagram right now. Um we are asking for audio clips. I'm moving forward with this idea, Laryssa. I didn't tell you I was doing that, but we're trying to engage the audience. I think that that's something to really consider. Is like how can you have conversations, have dialogue, because those things do lead to sales and lead to a customer who is more engaged with what you're doing.
And I want to put out a positive affirmation as well, because I hear so much negativity around, I can't compete with the big store marketing for holiday. Like, I just get lost in the noise. Listen to yourself. It's so negative. We need to put a positive spin on that. If that means moving your holiday marketing to different dates, if that means really going outside the box, if that means connecting on a more personal level with the people who already know, like, and trust you, like, we need to say, I love holiday marketing. I'm going to do the most fun and festive marketing I've ever done. And the people who love me are going to buy my stuff. Repeat all of that to yourself.
I love that. Let's put that on a post-it. Let's create a graphic. Let's get that out there. I agree. I think that at the core, like people want to support brands that they love and they want to support small business. People want to support you. So
Yes.
you just need to tell them what you're selling and be helpful and available for them.
Love it.
Yeah, me too. So, I mean, I think now's the time, like after this episode, or pause now and do a brain dump of ideas for promotions or discounts or special offers. How can you stand out compared to, the big brands? But also, like, think about like how can you connect more one-on-one and share your story more personally? What are some ideas that really align with your brand? And then I also think, and we mentioned this before, that utilizing like holiday themed branding and packaging could be really fun. So offering like free gift wrapping or like even just surprising people by like sending something like fun and festive
Mhm.
when they place their order.
One of my favorite kind of packages like that I have ever gotten was from Catbird. And I can't remember if it was holiday specific. I want to say that it was. But one of their like taglines for their brand is like jewelry as poetry, something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what it was. And they had like a literal like printout, like someone printed it from a computer of like a hand drawn crossword puzzle that had different like words or clues related to catbird, and it was kind of holiday themed, and it came with like a catbird pen, and I thought it was just like the cutest.
That's really fun. And so that's such a good example too, because I think when we're talking about this kind of stuff, people think expensive or think like something out of reach, but that's a really simple idea that made an impression.
Yeah, that didn't cost them a lot of money, and it was super unique and fun, and I remembered it.
That's great. And all of this stuff also enhances the customer experience. So during this season, this busy season, the best thing you can do is outside of being consistent is to be really able to communicate with your customer, communicating your deadlines, being available to answer questions, communicating after they order, when's this piece coming? Like, do you want a gift wrap? Or like, asking those questions, making sure you're providing really strong customer service.
Mhm.
And yeah, create an easy and enjoyable online shopping experience. So here's another thing that you could do after listening to this podcast is go on your website. Make sure it's super user friendly. Make sure the measurements are on all of your product pages. Like make sure it's a really easy experience for your end consumer. And we have episodes about like, how to optimize your website and your product pages and things like that. So it could be good to go back and listen to those.
It might even be a good time if you have like an FAQ section, put your holiday stuff up already so that it's not something you forget in like October, November. Like put your shipping deadlines, if there's FAQs about gift wrap, returns, whatever is relevant, build it out, get it in place.
And plan to add some of those like key dates to the bottom of your emails too. And just
Mhm.
have that information easily accessible. So if customers looking to find it or looking to contact you, it's easy for them to find your email address, easy to find the dates. That is going to make it so much easier for the customer.
Yes.
All right. Well, have you started planning for holiday? Let us know.
No.
Me neither. Visit successwithjewelry.com. And if you love the podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a message or leave us a review. Thanks for being a part of our community.